Zeph, you muted?
Hello.
There you are.
Hello,
Just checking.
ladies and gents. It is the final match for the WCS Challenger Open qualifiers. It's been a long day, but also not a long day at the same time because the lower bracket was surprisingly snappy this time round. And we have our top 16 players. We're just trying to finalize those seeds.
It was definitely a shorter day today than I expected for sure. And I think like Pig was, just to quote him, he was saying, is everyone cheesing each other's in the losers bracket? Because this thing's just chugging along real quick. You know, we're used to jumping in and around losers round 4 and going from there after the winners bracket's complete. But nope. When we came over the losers bracket, we're already in the losers final. So, or losers round 5, I should say. So this is where we are. We have our one last best of 3 of the day. It is not going to be a best of 5 with a 1 map advantage for Mio. He has wavered his advantage. That is his right. If he doesn't want to do it, then he doesn't have to do it. This is just for seeding, not for money. So it's all good. But this will just be a regular best of 3 for the Meomaika versus Probe.
Yeah, both these guys probably feeling it a little bit at the moment. Probe mentioning he hasn't actually had that much sleep. So they're probably keen to just get it over with so they can prepare for tomorrow, as this is kind of just like the warm-up, the setup for the main event that we'll be doing tomorrow morning at the same time. So considering the ZVPs we've seen today, team, and I suppose I'll pitch this question to you, Pig, as I think it's Maynard and I for this one, but Meomaika versus Probe, it was a 2-1 last time. Is Probe going to recover? Is Meomaika going to take it?
You know, I think after that last series, Probe's got a bit of momentum. I think he's freed up his mentality. He's tweeted out "lol" after building some flying units. It tells me the young lad's in a good spot mentally. I think he's going to be unburdened, and I don't think there's too much pressure on him because it is just a seeding match between first and second, or third and fourth, I guess, since Heart and Seed to get first and second. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I think he's going to go in unencumbered, and you need to be unencumbered mentally against Meomaika, because there are so many times in the game where you need to recalibrate and totally change your goals. You can't just stay on your normal game plan, get in your comfort zone and do your builds. Like, no. Your brain's always going to be figuring out how you can stay safe, how you can exert pressure and check he's not pulling a sneaky move, pulling the wool over your eyes and getting you with a sneaky backstab. So I think Probe's the favorite now that he's got a second shot at it.
Yeah, I'm down with that as well. I think he's warmed up, like you mentioned. His mentality's clearly all right. Meomaika does have the ability to pull a fast one. Oh, is he not happy about the server location?
Yeah, yep. I think we came to the wrong server probably for these guys.
That's right. We'll tap out and try again.
Oh, good.
Just me and you now, Zeph. We got rid of that Pig guy.
Just you and me.
So now that's just you and me. We don't have to worry about Pig's opinion anymore. What do you think about what we're going to see here in the series between Probe and Meomaika? Now, Probe showed a little bit of memings. Do you think we're going to see more memery from him, or is he going to lock it down? Please pants up, please socks up. What do you think?
I don't know. Can you fight memery with memery though? Is that how it works?
You can, but should he is the big question for me, because when you make the game when they make the game go into that chaotic state, and when Meomaika was born in it, molded by it, he is that kind of player in general. Is that what you really want?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like watching, was it Zest try and mind game Haas? And you're like, wait, what? Why would you? Is this really the strategy you want to take?
Is this really what you want?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I do have a lot of faith in Probe, and I tend to pick him as the favorite all the time. And I do wonder if Meomaika's kind of shown all these shenanigans he had planned for today. If Probe has the ability to go, yeah, you know what, that's not going to work a second time after a long day of games, but I'll go with Probe, but I'll happily be proven wrong by Meomaika, because I feel like I do underestimate him a lot just because he plays such a crazy style.
I mean, I feel like this is WCS Valencia all over again, where there's a guy that's really memey and weird, and I'm like, it's got to stop eventually, right? It has to end. There's no way he goes the whole distance. Well, I mean, history showed that he actually not only went the whole distance, he also took a map off look, a lot of people are calling the best player in the world right now, But you know, maybe the memes can't be stopped. Maybe he goes all the way through and gets first seed. It'll be the first time for Meomaika, and be, you know, obviously wonderful for him and his new team. But I also am with you here, where I do favor Pro, because to me, being solid in StarCraft is more of a quality than being weird. As much as weirdness can get you series wins, being solid, to me, you know, is going to favor that player in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I guess we'll see how this turns out. I mean, we are loading in for the second time to Catalyst. Hopefully, no ping issues this time around, because this is the last match. Last match of the day. Kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. Feels bad, man, but also feels good, man, because that means that we can go about our Saturday evenings and get ready for tomorrow, which is when we're in the money. Damn it.
We might need to do this a few times. I actually don't know how this works out. We're just trying to host it so that these guys don't have terrible ping.
Well, what's happening here is usually whoever hosts has to set their language/region to the server that they want to host on. Part of me wants to say that Insano is just messing up, but I don't want to be that guy. Why would I ever do that to Insano? I love the guy. He's been working all day. He has zero breaks.
You would never say anything bad about him.
Maybe he hosts the wrong lobby 2 or 3 times in a row. Maybe it's 5 times in a row. I don't know. Maybe he's allowed to do that because he has been observing all day. You know, he doesn't get breaks like we do. We make mistakes and we get breaks, F. He doesn't get breaks, so he's allowed to. I feel like he can mishost this lobby another 4 times and I'd be okay with it.
Just 4? Is that where you draw the line?
That's where I'm going to draw the line, because eventually you're like, come on, man, you know, this final needs to happen at some point.
Fair enough. All right.
I'm just teasing, of course. Big shout out to Insano for doing, like I said, he hasn't had any breaks today. He's a really, really good observer. He actually, for a lot of you guys that watched WCS Austin and didn't realize that it wasn't Mapu or Coco or Funk or anything like that, it was actually Insano in there with Mapu, showing his observer skills on the world stage.
That's right.
Pretty cool. That's right. It's pretty damn good.
Make sure the other regions don't steal him from us, because if we didn't have an observer,
well, that's what happens, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
It'll be back to us observing again, and we're like, oh god, you don't want that. You think you want that, but you don't. You really don't.
No.
We are hands off the keyboard commentators these days. Or well, not entirely. I like to check the different tabs that aren't always on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll be hosting up again soon, guys. This is just a suspense building tactic. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Fine.
That's right. We're rolling the dice here. We're just sort of like, this is going to build suspense for like 80% of you, and 20% of you are going to get really mad. And we figure that's pretty good odds.
Yeah. Be on that hype train shortly. Do not fear. Meomaika vs. Probe. I probably wouldn't have chosen Meomaika to be here at the end of the day, and now that he's done so well today, I'm gonna keep my eye on him tomorrow for sure to see if he's gonna have a similar run. Because it's a pretty normal top 16, I'd say, for us. I mean, Risky's kind of new; he was here last season, but everyone else I think we've seen in the top 16 before. Demi, Azure, Peppy, Fuely, Pez, all these guys have
familiar
popped up
faces
a few times.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the surprises in today's bracket for you, Zeph? Are there any that have really spoken out? I mean, it's cool to see that Risky's qualified through again. I didn't expect him to get dropped out of the winners bracket by Mio. Well, I mean, Mio's actually been quite surprising today. I'd say that's my big shock, is just how well he's been doing today. My
surprises and pleasant ones would be Peppy and Azure, because Azure's been a bit inconsistent at times. Some seasons he's killing it, some seasons he's not doing quite so well. And Peppy's another guy that he's done well for a long time, but he hasn't really had a big result yet. And judging by what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing about him, he's actually really getting up there. So he'll be a great player to keep an eye on as well.
And judging by what I'm seeing and hearing, we are on the correct server.
Have we done it?
I think we finally have. Third time's the charm in the bottom right here. Memeing his way into the grand final of the open bracket. This is Meomaika.
And his opponent. We've seen a lot of this guy today as well. In the top left, he is Probe.
Such a great guy. And, you know, you could see from the last game that he was sort of like, I don't really care. Like, if I die going carriers really quickly on Redshift, then whatever, I had fun. I got a decent enough seed. I'm sure I got a good chance tomorrow. I won't have to deal with Seether or Hut if I get second seed. So,
yeah.
or third seed, you know, it's just like, eh.
Yeah,
and it's good.
like...
I honestly think that mindset is needed sometimes to just go with your game plan and don't too much pressure on yourself. Because when you put pressure on yourself, Probe is the kind of guy that really is very, very hard on himself. We know that. A lot of people out there know that as well. And it's good for him to, you know, just to have fun. I mean, a whole lot of the reason why we started playing this game in the first place is because it is a video game and video games are fun.
Yeah, you gotta remember that sometimes. Especially when you make it your full-time job.
When you're like, oh god, I can't believe I couldn't hold that all in. I hate myself. I need a tall tree and a noose. It's like, no, it's, you know, it's just ladder points, man, or it's just one tournament. You can always F10N, come back the next time, and, you know, you get back down and you get back up again, just like Chumbawamba said. The sages of our age. But yeah. Ooh, it's an early Roach Warren, Zeph. That is a very early Roach Warren.
Yeah, that Probe might want to dip back in for a second visit into the main base to see what is up, my dudes, because that is not something that you're used to seeing that early. It is Meomaika, and I think, especially with the adepts that's going to come out and scout, hopefully you should be able to see it and go, oh, okay, I should prepare for that.
Well,
but
here's the thing. This Roach Warren is looking to be undetected, and the power of this is that you can just make Ravages, bile down whatever's hold positioned in the wall in for the Protoss, and then you just send in a bajillion Lings.
Yep.
And Meoma's done that once or twice before. He's making more Roaches than I expected here, though. It's going up to 5 now. Adepts checking for a third hatchery, sees that one is missing, at least there is to the left. Yeah, could have he could have potentially taken it to the top right, but Probe's like, I'm gonna send a Shade in and have a look. And Meo's trying to avoid getting those Roaches scouted here, so the Shade only has a little bit of vision, and I think he successfully did it as well.
He did. The Adept arrives up here, and having the Queen come out so far as well is also an alarm bell going, what are you hiding from me? And unfortunately, I think he's just missed what is actually happening both times now. Because
Probe needs an Immortal immediately.
He's got the Robo.
Yep, but he can't afford the Immortal just yet. He needs 250 minerals.
Almost there. There we are.
There it is. Chrono.
Chrono.
This
Can
is
he
gonna
do
be
it,
tough.
team?
This is going to be tough, Seth. Luckily, there's no Ravages here, but this many Roaches can burn through these Adepts very, very quickly. And he's droning behind this, actually. So Meo not going all in. He's not just trying to put all his eggs in the aggressive basket. He's just hoping to do a lot of Probe damage here. And there he goes.
Yep. The Immortal's just about finished now, too. Shield battery on the front lines there at the wall. And here's the Immortal. And that's going to basically put an end to this. So 5 Probes killed for 5 Roaches made.
I mean, these Roaches aren't escaping because the wall is being completed here for Probe. He can actually cancel that part. No, he's going to let him finish. But he is going to clean up these Roaches, and I feel like for 6 Probes, I don't think that's super worth it. There's no third hatchery back at home for Meomaika.
No. He's going straight into lair in true Meomaika fashion. So let's see what the plan is from here.
Triple gas. Lots of gas income here. What is it going to be? There's that third going down. I'm confused what the game plan is for Meomaika, and yeah, Probe does open up that wall. He definitely wants a hole there. You can actually get a couple of Mortals in this Warp Prism and be very annoying to the Zerg, by the way. Like, take down that Queen, and they're actually not too bad against drones. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with a Prism and 2 Immortals.
Yeah, the world is your oyster, especially against a Zerg who is kind of doing a bit of column A, bit of column B. A few units, a few drones. Oh, okay.
What? This is actually something like the Roach, the burrow thing is something that I used to see a little bit more back in the day, but I haven't seen it so long as like something you rush towards in ZVP. This is definitely a Meomaika special.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We usually see it in ZVZ, if anything, not in ZVP. So, Coolio, let's see how this goes. He's going to start pecking away at this third base. There's a few units here, but probably not enough to actually put this in proper danger.
And without creep spread here, it's like the Queen is the only answer to this War Prison. Probe's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I could just warp in a few extra units here and really press the issue. And he's going to do just that, keeping those roaches at bay. If he gets rid of the Queen, the Prism is super safe, and he can just juggle these Immortals around. That hatchery is super low as well. Dank Shrine going at home for Probe as well. So not only can he get some of those Archons out, he could also just use straight-up Cloak Boys. And that's not too bad as well against Meomaika, who is very much just concentrating on getting across the map here and not on dropping spores and defending himself back at home. Also, if the Overseers aren't with his army attacking, they could also be amazing defensively.
Yeah. Probe is sort of keeping up the pressure. He's just really threatening him a little bit, but Meomaika's not even droning right now. He's still just been making units. He's making a whole bunch of spine crawlers at the front here, thinking, I don't know, is he expecting an all-in, or is it some insurance while he pushes across the map?
Well, I think if anything, it's going to be Probe going for a big attack soon. He's getting a lot more gateways, charges on the way. He's got the Dark Shrine as well, so he can make Archons. Fear Dragon, are you here? Non-ironic DT Blink on the way here from Probe. He's memeing.
Oh my
Shadow
goodness.
Stride.
Oh, and he force fields these roaches. He's going to get those for free. Unfortunately, Meomaika's sick tactics not working out for him this time around.
Now, like I said, when you get rid of those Queens and you just got a guy with a bunch of roaches, Prism is a really tough pill to swallow. Recall. Get out of there.
Pops home safely, and he continues to build up a pretty nice looking army. The DTs are now en route to his base, and that could be a little messy. I mean, yes, he has detection. I mean, he has an Overseer. He's got a couple of spores, but with that many DTs, the spores die in like -2 seconds if you can close in on those. So
yeah,
a lot of potential.
This hatchery is already a memory. This third Nexus is going to have a lot of units in front of it. That War Prism that got recalled earlier is alive, and it sees the army of Meomaika as well, so now Probe can defensively warp in. Or he might just give up the third as well. Meomaika going for a big attack here. And of course, the recall has already been used, so he's going to have to rely on the Prism here to keep those units alive. And he can only keep 2 of those mortals alive at once. It's like Roach speed is just about to kick in for Meomaika as well, and he's pressing the issue. He needs some of those DTs back at home to defend. I don't think there's an Overseer with this army.
There was. I think he killed it. That's what he's really hoping to snipe, so that DTs can come in and help him out a little bit. A huge bunch of them coming in into the main base of Meomaika, but Probe is actually suffering on the front lines as well. DT's trying to do work. I think it's just the one for the moment.
They're getting work done.
There we go.
Yeah, this one DT was hacking away at some Ravagers to begin things off with for Probe's defense, and these DTs are still in the main base of Meomaika, blinking into that natural. And going on top of those Spore Crawlers. There's an Overseer for Meo, but it's still on Sentinel mode here by the ramp. And I don't think Meo has realized that he needs to get that Overseer down here to help out. He has roaches to fight this back. Overseer, please. There it is, another one in the main. Oh, actually the DT Blink is almost off cooldown to be able to escape from the north. Blink!
Oh my goodness. This is such a fun game. Thank you, Base Probe. And he managed to save that third base. It's up and running. 45 probes. He actually doesn't have that much of an army. He lost all the Immortals. One extra just popped out then. Real Blink is finishing up, and he's starting to morph in some Archons. So there's still a lot of Meomaika's stuff floating around. But aside
he's
from
got
that,
quite a lot of army supply.
yeah,
It's just kind of a poopy army, is my sick analysis here.
well, this is pretty much his last hope to get some proper damage done in this game, because Probe is otherwise looking a lot better in terms of tech and economy. DTs are going to come in for round 2 back at Meomaika's house.
Yeah, Immortal in Prism here, and the DTs are still doing damage to Meomaika back at home. Now, the War Prism and the Archons with the Immortals is going to hold against quite a few units, but does Meomaika just have too much? He is pressing the issue here, barreling through that natural. Probes are going to die. The Nexus also in a lot of trouble. Meomaika going up that ramp into these Immortals. The Biles are looking to connect, but Probe with some nice micro there on that Warp Prism, keeping these 4 important units alive. The Archons, the Immortals, they are the most important. And yes, he's lost his Nexus, but keep in mind, Meomaika is on 2 bases, and so is the Protoss.
Yeah, very good. Probe actually started to send those DTs home for a moment, or maybe they're on attack move chasing a Roach. But now he's sent them back once again. 21 probes have gone down. The 3rd base for Probe has been lost. And he's back into the main base. Meomaika, lots of transfusions
So
here
many
for
transfusions.
that. Oh, but he actually doesn't get them.
The Queen had like 1,000 transfuses on her and she didn't use them.
2 of them,
These 2 Queens have got full transfusion energy.
Oh, that sucks. He's getting a little bit flustered now because things are a bit complicated back at his base. He's still taking damage. I thought he had another overseer here, but there's still just that one chilling over there. There we go. He's got the hurt one from the actual attack to help clean this up.
Oh, Cloak Boy gets taken out in the main there. And I mean, Meomaika's on 20 drones and 2 hatcheries. Zeph, I don't think there's a whole lot of steam left in the Zerg tank. Like, yeah, he's up a lot of army supply still, but we've seen how far you can go with just a Warp Prism, a couple of Mortals, and a couple Archons. DT's coming back into the main again. Once again, they can blink out through the north-hand side as well. Catalyst is one of those few maps where, you know, Shadow Stride is actually not too bad. This DT can get out.
Yeah.
And see ya.
Doesn't even need
it's gonna
to.
chill.
The Immortal's going to try and distract here. This is preventing Meomaika from marching back across the map a little bit too, and I think he's realized that. He's like, actually, no. I'm going to go for it because I can't just sit here and run around and defend. I know you don't have that much at home. And it looks like he's actually left both Overseers at home. So on the defense, Probe can probably warp in a couple more DTs here at the natural.
No, there's Prisms chasing with those Immortals here, and Meomaika's like, all right, here I go. One last shot at it. And the Biles are connecting with the Observers. Actually kills both Observers. Maybe he can use Burrow now. He does have Burrow. I mean, it's just too much Protoss anyway. And it looks like the Archons and Charge Knots pushing on through. Reinforcements from Meomaika coming in the back end. Here comes that Prism with the Immortals in here. He can save the Archons as well. Nice micro from Probe to keep at least one of the Archons alive. But now, that one goes down. It's just the Immortals now. Dude, save the Immortal. The Immortal dying is actually terrible for Probe.
Yeah, it's not been an easy hold. That Immortal's getting so low. It's so hard to target it. Biles trying their best as well. And it is so close to going down right now. There's still a lot of roaches here. He hasn't been able to take out the Overseer. It's GG. Oh
wow, what a game one. Meomaika just having too much army supply in the end there, and Probe missing his micro a little bit towards the end there.
Yeah.
If his Prism micro was perfectly flawless and he kept those Archons and 2 Immortals alive, then it would have been a different story for sure. Like 2 Immortals, 2 Archons, and there's not like there's any Queens or Hydras to worry about. That Prism lives forever. It's just unfortunate that that those really important units got picked off there for Probe.
Yeah.
Really nicely done for Meomaika to be able to barrel on through after taking insane DT damage.
What a scrappy game. Meomaika just a little bit too clever to be sucked into staying at home defending when he knows Probe doesn't really have anything at home except a Warp Prism, the Immortals, like you mentioned. So, yeah, that was a cool game. And it's definitely a lot more entertaining when both players are like, cool, we got pretty good seeds. Let's have a bit of fun with it. Probe is definitely experimenting right now.
Yeah, I feel like Probe's just having a bit of fun here. This is for seeding all you guys watching from home. So if you're like, lol, kek, xd, this is really bad StarCraft. These guys are, I mean, Meomaika's memeing because that's how he plays, and Probe's memeing because he's just having a good time. It's very clear by his social media in that last game against Demi Love that he's kind of okay with where he is at the moment in this OB. Like this isn't 10 out of 10 Probe's PVZ right now.
No, but it was a good game nonetheless, and I think our next map is going to be Lost and Found between these two guys. Could be our last map, hopefully not. Hopefully we get the full 3 for the final match. And we'll see how we go from there. So the day is rapidly coming to a close, Maynard.
Feels bad, man, but
it does.
Well, as we get into the lobby here, Zeph, tell me and a few thousand strangers what you're doing. What are your plans for Saturday night? What are you going to do tonight?
Just marinate in my PC chair for a while and eat, probably. Super
Well, I hope you
exciting,
eat.
I know, but I
Not
just
eating-
have
not
no
eating dinner
energy.
feels like not eating dinner seems like a bad part of this build. If you want Saturday night to work out, you got to have dinner.
Yeah. Eating is part of the plan. Always is. Constantly eat.
I don't know what I'm doing for dinner, actually. I think I'm out of food. I think I'm literally out of food. I might have to Uber Eat something to my house.
Let's go get some burgers.
Yeah, burgers, bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Now that's a build that I can get behind. That's the kind of player I am.
Sounds good. Bulk life.
Bulk life, that's right. Swole is the goal, size is the prize. That's right. Every time. All right, just waiting on Pig to get in the lobby here. And we're going to be lost and found for map number 2 between Meomaika and Probe.
Yeah. And while we wait for this to load up, guys, I want you to go give lots of love to Gamester, who've been running our WCS streams for a little while now, actually. And they're absolutely great to work with, do a fantastic job, makes us look good, make our job easy. So huge thank you to them who have been producing all this stuff for us and coming up with cool graphics and everything. So big thank you to those guys. And of course, Maccas, who are proudly supporting StarCraft 2.
That's right. Proudly supported by the Golden Archers themselves.
Right. You would be proud.
Good. I would be proud. I mean, we are proud.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, it's actually, this is the second year that McDonald's has jumped on board, and they were like a lot of the reason why we had such amazing local events as well as really well-produced live events.
Exactly. That was the best. I miss live events.
Well, you know what? They might come back. You never know. You
They
keep your
better.
fingers crossed. You put some ladder points under your pillow, and the GG fairy might come down and get some live events. Who knows? All right, and it's up right here. And it's up right here, memeing his way into match point in the final of the open bracket. This is Meomaika.
And in the bottom left, the master of Blink DTs, it is Probe.
The master of disaster. Yeah, I mean, if this is a regular PvZ for Pro, like if this was Pro playing for like hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, guarantee it would be a Templar Archives, Charge being researched, Warp Prism with some Archons in it, Charge Lot, Storm coming down. I very much doubt he'll be looking at those Colossus games going, yeah, those were my strongest games. I doubt it. I don't think we're going to see that in the future from Probe. His Templar plays so much more powerful in the Colossi.
Yeah.
And and then, you know, trying to lock things down and making himself more solid because he has a lot of PvZs to play tomorrow, and also some scary Terrans to have to deal with if he wants to get some of that money and, more importantly, a seat on the plane to Montreal.
Exactly. And I think it's a little bit interesting day one because it's a qualifier for a qualifier, basically. And you don't, especially if you're one of these guys that's streamed all the time, you don't really want to show your hand too much. You're not going to pull out your sickest strats, especially not after you've hit that top 16. So that's why we see Probe experimenting a little bit. He's played so many different builds, different variations of Stargates and stuff that we typically don't see him do. And you could almost say similar for Meomaika, except that's just how he plays. So he's found the magic formula for not being predictable ever.
Yeah. Studying Meomaika is like trying to study Haas. Like, good luck, have fun. I hope you have a 400-page notebook to just cover every single game that they've played in the last 6 months or so. Probe, however, he, as much as I would like to say that he's hiding builds, I don't really think he can, because his build is very stock standard for the most part. When he plays a PvZ and he's taking it very, very seriously, it's a pretty stock standard PvZ. It's what all the Korean Protosses are doing. A lot of the European Protosses are doing it as well. Although I don't think we've seen a whole lot of, Probe did do that mass Oracle thing, but the double Stargate thing isn't happening from Probe as often as I thought it would be, considering a lot of Protosses are loving it these days against Zerg.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I don't think he's using his best builds, but Probe is just good at everything at this point. So
yeah,
it's easy for him to still sort of have fun with it and still get like the seed that he's after at the end of the day. So Taking a look at this game, not too much to know just yet. Meomaika has opted for the more forward third base. And we'll have speed shortly. Went in with an adept to have a bit of a scout. And what is his tech choice?
Yeah, I think the main thing he's checking out with this depth is just to see what the drone count's like. Like, is the natural very saturated? Is he droning right now? And as it stands, Meomaika is just making drones and queens. Like this is almost European Zerg amount of drones and queens here. Ah, there's the 10 links. I was wondering where the attacking units were going to come out.
They're not far off. And with this Phoenix and Stalker, he can stop Meomaika from seeing the follow-up, which is going to be the Twilight.
Yeah, and the Twilight Council is pretty regular. You know, it's usually for either Resonating Glaives or Charge. I'm wondering if this is going to be a bit more of a regular opening here for Probe. He's getting up to a second Phoenix here. So he's getting a couple more Phoenixes than I'm used to seeing. Normally it's just the one with like a couple Oracles doing drone damage. But he's getting a proxy pylon on the bottom right of the map here. And I think Probe's going to be a little bit saucy. And as I say that, a Dark Shrine gets dropped.
Ooh.
Cloak Boys again.
Saucy. Yeah, and that's in the most difficult spot to scout as a Zerg. Try and sacrifice an Overlord in there normally, let alone with a Phoenix and Stalker on the field to deny that. Not going to have too much luck finding that, but he's dropped a pylon and a gateway down the bottom right there, so he'll have some speedy DT warp-ins coming in.
We got a Hydra Den going down here for Mio. Just straight up Ling Hydra, something that we love to see from Mio. What Mio loves to do against Protoss. But unless he can see the Dark Templar, they aren't going to be too good. It's Probe. Has he? Probe never. Okay, Probe has Warp Gate. I was going to say, but he hasn't turned these into Warp Gates just yet. I was wondering what was happening here. I was trying to check I was like alt-tabbing, trying to desperately get into StarCraft 2 so I could hit the G key and see what the upgrades were. I'm like, where's Warp Gate? Because that's kind of important. So these Phoenixes are coming in and getting back on these Overlords, and I think I'm seeing the power of this multiple Phoenix opening here from Probe. Because you know what Phoenixes are good at picking off, Zeph?
Any unit ever.
All right, Zerg player, calm down. They're very, very good at picking off overseers. And I sure better keeping these gateway units
You know what?
alive.
I take it back. They're not very good at picking off lings because there's just too many of them. And these zealots are suffering.
Yeah, lings are a good counter to Phoenixes, that's for sure. Funny as that is. I'm getting a bunch of these zealots here. And there's no charge on the way for Probe by the looks of things, so it's just straight up vanilla zealot coming out here to bat away those lings.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is the missing piece from last time, right? Because he did really well, but he didn't really have much that shot up, except for like sentries and the odd stalker. But against a big Zerg army, you don't really have the time to target down those overseers that would let your DTs reign supreme. How many does he need?
Wake up! Wherever you are. I know you're probably in California right now for Challengers are starting at, like later this evening, I think, but...
I know,
dude! Wake up! Get in here! It's literally the Fear Dragon strategy. He's just massing DTs and he's just going to blink on top of Meomaika's face. This is literally Fear Dragon's ladder games.
He would indeed be excited. Another DT being warped in. These zealots not going to be quite enough to clear those lings. The Queen's taking a bit of a beating, but also dealing some damage to one or two of the Phoenixes there. And Meomaika is starting to do that thing he does where he makes a lot of units and starts A-moving them.
It's that thing that he does that's pretty good where he just holds the Z button, holds the Hydra button, and A clicks on your base and your base goes away. But here comes Probe's version of it where he makes a bajillion Dark Templar and just dives on your base. The lair is about to go down. That means no Overseers. It's going to be just down to Spore Crawlers and whatever Overseers you still have alive. Meomaika manages to get one morphing here, but down goes those drones. His main has gone bye-byes. But Meomaika still has so much army that I feel like he can still end this game, similar to game number 1.
Yeah, he is actually pulling back all the way home. The third base is not a thing that is going to happen. 20 drones have gone down, but he's still got 3 bases. Well, a third one is finishing up in just a little bit. He will be okay if he can sort of try and manage the threat of these DTs and keeps up the pressure, because like you said, he's still got so much stuff.
What was that Queen doing there?
Just hanging out, man.
Just hanging out, man. It's just chill. It's just waiting for a mate.
Just waiting for a mate. We need those phoenixes to come in and pick off that overseer like you're
And
talking
do
about.
what? It's like a bajillion hydras here.
No, because the
there's that.
overseer's lagging
there it is. There it is. Oh yeah. Get it. Yes.
Can he do it?
The hydras
Oh,
know.
No.
They know, man. They know. Oh man, that's not a blocked off natural. These Lings don't actually need to be attacking this wall. They can flood on in, but it doesn't really matter. They're in here, and the Hydras are body blocking that Overseer, so DTs can't really be used too defensively here. These DTs are helping out with the Lings down here with the charge lots, and they are attacking. They dive on that Spore Crawler. Down it goes. The lair is about to finish, though, for Meomaika, so maybe he can get another Overseer or two before it dies. DT's diving on. There we go. Overseer starts for Meomaika back at home. And yeah, Lings are flooding in. These Zealots are about to have charge. How many Hydras are left for Meomaika? It looks like they're actually going home.
Yeah, he's still got 33. He's going to send some into this natural base, try and take that out. There's still DTs literally everywhere. I don't even know where Probe's focus is at the moment, because that natural base is just kind of letting it go at the moment, retreating back into the main. There's nothing to really contest that Overseer once again. He's got one Stalker. Phoenixes
Charge, baby.
have those. Get in there. Beat him up.
Charge is getting it done, fighting back those Hydras, but Probe is down to one base. However, I think Meomaika's about to be knocked down to one base as well, Zeph.
Is this enough for Meomaika? He's still got a lot more army in the mix.
Oh, man. Is this real life? Or is it just fantasy?
I don't even know anymore. He's down to 2 Phoenixes. And he's still got the north base mining, which Probe just discovered. He's like, gosh dang, another lair.
Another lair? It's like, I should have killed that spawning pool, man. Dang.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad idea at all. Probe is now long distance mining from his own natural. He'll soon have enough for a Nexus. So he's going to be banking on the fact that these units he sends across the map hopefully keep Meomaika busy.
Oh, these Cloak boys. He's pulling the Overseer and the units away from the set. Oh, Meomaika's splitting his forces, and Probe has a pretty scary army coming out. There's that spawning pool done for. There we go. No more lair for you. If he kills the lair, there's not going to be another one. And he's going for it.
He is. DT's coming in from behind, and the Hydras are actually focus firing those for a second to try and get rid of that first.
So many Hydras from Meomaika, though, and he comes, and that's just too much.
GG.
Wow. Well, you know what, Zeph? That was definitely a game of StarCraft. That's all I can say about that.
Yes.
That's
yes, it was.
Jeez. I mean, you can't deny. You can't sit there and go, that wasn't entertaining. No way.
Yeah.
No way. That was so fun.
StarCraft is meant to be to me. There's a lot of fun games, experimenting with some of the more obscure things you can do in the game, like Blink DTs. But that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Congratulations to Mio. Just to recap, we did switch it to a best of 3, and Mio gave up his +1 lead from being in the upper bracket because these guys they've had a long day. Yeah, apparently didn't need it. Long day, very tired. Tomorrow is the round of 16, and they would rather conserve their energy and play a shorter finals match for that seeding. So Mio takes home that top seed from this bracket. Top
Amazing.
Below Caesar and Hut, who are seeded into tomorrow directly as they qualified last season.
Incredible. Or as they'd say in Montreal, incroyable.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Caesar and Hut are going to join these top 14 tomorrow to make the 16 in total. And Mio is our winner of the open bracket. This isn't for money, of course. Tomorrow is where the money's going to be doled out. It's from eight upwards, and it's hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and then we get into the thousands when we go from top 4 onwards, where Caesar and Hut will be fighting to maintain their 2 seats on the plane to Montreal, in French Canada. But it could very easily be any one of these guys. There are a lot of very, very cold, hard killers in this top 16, Zeph. Who are your dark horses in here? I don't think don't pick Pro, because that's not a dark horse. That's Pro.
Pez.
All right. Pez?
I picked Pez.
Pez. All right. Bold choice. I wonder. I'm
yours.
Yeah.
Is he a dark horse when he's like had a really sick performance in the past, though?
He also qualified for Leipzig, or at least he was like, I think he qualified, or he came third, and Caesar couldn't go.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. But he still got there. Top 3 is barely missing out. So, I don't know, because we often say the same about NXZ. We're like, oh man, NXZ's a dark horse, and then we forget that he's pretty consistent top 8, and he's come second in the overall tournament before.
My dark horse is actually going to go to Mio.
Oh yeah.
I think if he keeps memeing it and people don't pull up their socks, he's going to start taking big names, and people are going to be like, "Wait, what happened?" And it's going to be like Valencia all over again, where that madman found himself on stage with Cyril somehow. I mean, Haas hasn't been able to repeat that kind of performance yet. Like, he's lost every single game he's played since then on stage. But who knows, man? Maybe the memes equal some dreams tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I think he's doing really, really well. And I mean, if anything, today has been a good marker to measure him against for tomorrow. Going like, this guy managed to get the top seed out of all those players, 43 players we had signed up. And that is a pretty impressive effort on his part.
Yeah, and a lot of familiar names here as well. There's no real huge outlier. No surprise to see Risky in here. He's a very good European Zerg. That's actually a New Zealander when you boil it down to it. So he's definitely allowed to play in our qualifiers. He's playing from Europe, I should say. He's a New Zealand player. I guess the biggest thing in this bracket where I didn't expect to see his name here is Fuely. Fuely showing us that his Protoss is really very solid.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing pretty good, and I mean, we're still Zerg heavy, I think, but we got a bit of representation. We have multiple Protosses.
Yeah, we got multiple shiny aliens
Terrans
in here. Sure do. We got See the Hut Azure as the Terrans, Blisk, Fuely, Probe, Pezza, and Frustration as our Protoss representations, and everyone else's bugs. They're all Zergs.
Everyone else's bugs. Yeah, you're not wrong, but it's pretty good. Fair few plays. It is a different mix again from last season, which is nice to see some fresher faces. So I'm pretty hyped for that action. So that top 16, folks, is going to happen tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. AE.
ST.
DT? ST. Damn it.
ST. DT is when it's warm. ST is when it's cold.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I don't even know what year it is anymore, so you
we
got me
don't
covered.
need daylight savings right now. We're not having a whole lot of daylight these days.
No, not really.
Well, Pig, welcome back, man. Thoughts on that series? I know you were watching. You're in that lobby.
Probe made me so happy right now.
Yeah, me too. I think both players just tried to out-meme each other, and it ended up being like it was a 2-0, but it was an incredibly exciting series. It wasn't a very long one, but it was exciting. It was a bum clincher for sure.
I thought there was moments where like the layer goes down and like a single overseer starts 5 seconds before it goes down. I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. So always good to see some fun games to finish off the day. And Meomaika actually is typing in chat right now. He says tomorrow is the real tears day, so there's going to be some true sadness. Inflict upon people tomorrow.
My dudes, like all you guys out there in chat land, if you even partially enjoyed today's games, please make sure same time, same place tomorrow. You come down to Twitch TV StarCraft. We'll be directly after NA and EU Challenger, I believe. They'll be finishing around when we start. I think that's going to how to work out. So no one's clashing with anyone. We'll all be able to use this channel. So please don't miss it, because you're just going to go challenger to challenger to challenger. You'll have so much StarCraft. It'll be like 15 plus hours of StarCraft 2 challenges action. And if you enjoyed today's games, you're going to love tomorrow. It's going to be us three coming for you again. So it's just me, Maynard, with me as Zeph, and then Pig all the way on the other side there. Zeph separating me and Pig, but that's okay, because every now and then we get put together and cast together as well. It's nice. But it's been great having Zeph back on the casting rotation as well. Missed you a lot last season.
I missed me too.
So, you missed you too?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of weird, but...
Also a big thank you again to Insano and Gamester, who are working the magic behind the scenes, and to Mackers for one final time for supporting our scene. Any final words from you, Pig?
No, it's been great. Tomorrow's going to be greater. There's more on the line. It's going to be big. Looking forward to seeing everyone there.
All right. Thanks, guys. That ends our broadcast for today, but make sure you tune in for the top 16 tomorrow. Don't miss it, and we'll see you later.